Hello, my name is Ty Med, and I am an Assistant Director of Academic and Membership Affairs. This educational webinar will review the legislative proposals adopted through the modernization track during the December Division I Council meeting and provide factual scenarios to illustrate the application of those proposals. The modernization legislative track was established to allow the membership to adopt legislative changes in an expedited manner for areas of legislation that are outdated and no longer serve the needs of the membership in the 21st century. Concepts introduced into the modernization track are developed by the Modernization of the Rules Subcommittee, who may consult subject matter experts such as NAC, CCACA, or Council standing committees when developing certain concepts. Modernization proposals are then reviewed by the Division I Legislative Committee, who may recommend that Council introduce a specific proposal. The Council may introduce a modernization proposal at any Council meeting and vote on those proposals during a subsequent meeting. Prior to voting, the membership is provided adequate notice of the proposals and is given the opportunity to provide feedback. At any time during the review process, subject matter experts, the Legislative Committee, or Council may refer concepts back to MRS for further review and refinement. During its December meeting, the Division I Council adopted several modernization proposals. These next slides will provide a brief overview of the key rule changes and present case studies to illustrate the application of those changes. Proposal number 2021-31 eliminated the requirement that a coach must pass the NCAA recruiting exam in order to recruit off campus. The recruiting exam was replaced with an education requirement that is overseen at the institutional and conference level. The new rule requires every newly hired coach to receive initial rules education before engaging in off-campus recruiting, and requires all coaches to receive continuing rules education on an annual basis. The proposal is not effective until August 1st, 2022. Therefore, a coach recruiting off campus before August 1st, 2022 must pass the NCAA recruiting exam. The first case study illustrates the education requirements for a newly hired coach as compared to the old requirements when the NCAA recruiting exam was required. Here, an institution hired a new coach midway through the academic year. The coach had previously received annual rules education at the previous institution and would like to recruit off campus immediately. The question is whether the coach can recruit off campus prior to receiving rules education from the new institution. Proposal number 2021-31 requires every newly hired coach to receive rules education from the new institution prior to recruiting off campus. Therefore, the coach here cannot recruit off campus simply because the coach previously received annual rules education from the previous institution. Finally, proposal number 2021-34 deregulated restrictions around individuals associated with prospects appearing on institutional media programs or a media program with institutional staff. Additionally, the new rules allow non-coaching staff members without sport-specific responsibilities, such as a director of sports information, to serve as commentators for contests involving prospects. These next case studies are meant to illustrate the extent of the deregulation adopted in proposal number 2021-34. Here, we have a coach that hosts a weekly radio show. The coach is currently recruiting a five-star prospect, and the institution's coach has asked the prospect's coach to appear on the radio show. The question is whether such an activity is permissible. Proposal number 2021-34 does permit the high school coach to appear on a media program with the institution's coach. However, the coaches could not discuss the five-star prospect, as this would be considered a violation of publicity legislation. Additionally, if the facts are changed just slightly and the institution's coach wants the prospect to appear on the radio show, the activity becomes impermissible. While proposal number 2021-34 deregulated the activities of individuals associated with prospects, The same activities could not be conducted with an institution's coach and a prospect without violating publicity legislation. We hope this webinar has provided additional clarity regarding the modernization proposals adopted by the Division I Council during its December meeting. If you have any questions or modernization ideas, please reach out by emailing legislativefeedback@ncaa.org. Additionally, for the most up-to-date educational resources, follow @NCAA Compliance on Twitter.